And we're recording. So, Switch Sports. All right, we can't talk about that because I haven't played
They
it.
give you your review. Oh shit!
The water bottle holds water and doesn't leak. That's my review.
Does it keep it cold?
It does. It's actually a pretty good water bottle.
I wish the logo was more dynamic on there. It's just plain as day.
Yeah, but I like these bottles. They do a good job because we have filtered water at work, so it's kind of nice.
At least
Yeah,
they give you something more than all these other game makers have.
I'm trying to think the last time I got something with a game. Well, you're getting the Evil Dead game. You're getting some
Well,
cool
yeah,
stuff with
that.
that. I bought that Fight and that other game for the Switch, and I sent you all those pictures. I'm behind on TalkTroopers.com. You know what? I'm going to put all the pictures of that up on TalkTroopers.com in case anyone is curious for homebrew Switch games. They're not even homebrew; they're studio quality games. I've been playing the Fight one. It's a Metroid style, and it's actually fun. I did I send you the picture of the Switch controller I finally bought?
Yeah, the Pikachu.
Yeah, I've never owned one. I've always just used the thing where you slide the two
Oh
Joy
yeah,
Cons
no.
in, and that's a little too squared. It's a little too Dreamcast for me, where it's squared
Yeah,
off. It gets a little, I'm old.
yeah.
So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get a controller, and I like the controller too because it looks a lot like an Xbox layout, which I'm very used to, with the joysticks being offset of each other and
Yeah, being
things,
stupid. Yeah.
being awesome, and
Why
the
would you ever hold it that way? You know, I'm not gonna get into that.
the problem is that once you're used to it, that's just your thing. I'm not ripping on PlayStation. I'm just saying that's my thing.
I'm not ripping on Xbox either. I'm just like I don't understand why because you don't hold anything.
I
It's a whole
think.
N64 argument over again.
Well, so here's my theory on
We
it.
had to hold the N64 sideways. Why?
Well, yeah, that was weird. So here's my theory on it, and I'm gonna try to describe
They
this.
fucked up
I'm gonna
and
over.
then just played
I'm
it
gonna.
off as it was supposed to be that way.
I don't think so, and I'm gonna overly describe it for listeners. Is so the left hand side joystick is in alignment with the right hand buttons, where the right hand side of joystick is in alignment with the left handed buttons, also the directional pad. So you actually have multiple sets here. And I think that has something to do with why it's there because I've played games where I'm using just the directional pad and the buttons. And when I do that, it is actually more comfortable for me to have it down here when I'm playing like Nintendo style games. Because like this white controller I have, that's my PC's controller. It's Bluetooth to my PC. So when I play games, on my PC, that's what I'm using. And a lot of times I'll be playing, like Game Boy Advance is mainly what I play on there when I'm bored and I'm playing something. And that's because I have the what's called the GB emulator. It's a little device that plugs into your computer, and you drop in your cartridge, and you can play it right on your computer.
Hmm?
So for anyone out there and anyone not watching and listening, going, bullshit, he's playing ROMs. Maybe I am, but when I'm not, I have a device that allows me to play my cartridges on my computer because I still prefer cartridges. It's actually I got one that does Super Nintendo, and I got one that does what else does it does? It does Genesis, and it does those two naturally. I can buy adapters that'll let me do the N64 and some other ones. And to be honest with you, the damn thing's lost right now. I have no idea where it is.
What happened to that one that we were gonna get with the different add-ons?
That's
I
what I'm
forget what the
talking.
name of it was.
It's the Retro 2. I did buy it.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm talking about. It funny thing is, it was sitting up here. I don't know where it is right now. And then I bought one for programming called the INL Retro Programmer Dumper. I love the word dumper. 2.1, and I can't remember the brand of it. It's like a Jazz or it's a Game Boy. But this has Famcom on it. There's Game Boy on there, N64. But this one requires programming.
Hmm.
And so far, I've only figured out how to dump Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis. Well, the Retro 2, if you buy that without the adapters, it does Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis right off the bat. But that thing was a pain in the butt to get. I had to order it from the UK, and it got lost in customs. Some custom worker has a nice toy now at home. But I contacted the Dragon company or whatever it is I bought it from. They're like, yeah, no problem. They sent me another one out, no questions asked. I mean, I had to give them the tracking number, but the
Yeah.
tracking number proved I never got it. So then it actually works pretty good. That one has controllers on it too, so you can plug your old school controllers right into it. But it gets, you're emulating stuff, so it gets a little glitchy. So I just like to put it in there, and then I just use the Xbox controller then, and I just play that way. I mean, you can use a
Fancy.
PlayStation controller. It's just I have a lot of Xbox controllers. What's that?
It's not just as fancy.
Oh yeah, I'm fancy. What can I say? It's bothering me. I can't find it though. Oh well. I don't have time to play that crap anyways. I play Worms every week. Worms.
Yeah, great.
It's actually a fun game. It You should buy an Xbox
Why would I want that?
so you can play Worms.
I got Nintendo and PlayStation. What do you need an Xbox for?
You can play Worms.
Is Worms on PlayStation?
I think it's on Switch.
No, there you go.
You got to get Wii Sports so we can play that.
I'll get it. I have Wii Sports, but I'm gonna get Switch Sports.
All right, fine. If you're gonna be that way,
I have
I
Wii Sports Resort too.
you know I do that with a lot of Switch games. I call the Switch a Wii all the time. I don't know why. If anything, I should call it the Wii U because that's what it
Yeah,
resembles the most.
because the Wii U was the beta test for the Switch.
Pretty much that. There, talk about something that chaps my ass because I own it. I probably could sell it for more than I paid for it.
I can't find it for under 180 bucks.
I think I paid about 180 bucks for it.
Yeah, that's what they are. That's what they are used too now because they're in demand.
Oh no, I didn't. I think I got it for 99.
Yeah, I was waiting for Best Buy to mark them down, and they never did, and they were just gone.
It was back when Target was still clearancing things and didn't hold on to everything forever. Ross and I actually drove to the east side of town to go get it in my red Jeep, the one the speedometer is not right on or anything, and
Yeah,
there's holes in it and stuff. Didn't matter. We would have canoed if we had to. Yeah, because I've been wanting one, and I saved up the money for it. I don't know. I've Other than the PlayStation 5, I get pretty lucky on consoles. It's If you want an Xbox S, not a problem. I see them everywhere I go.
well, I could walk into Walmart right now and get 10 of them.
Yep, I could too. The Series S or not S X, the big dog one. That
Yeah,
one, I saw one at a Myers right before Christmas season. Haven't seen one again since. PlayStation 5, I don't ever see it.
if I didn't have one, I would never have seen one.
Yeah, it's a well when you got one, I'm like,
I couldn't believe
oh,
that. I lucked into that shit.
well, I thought, okay, you got one. All right, maybe the supply's getting better. So I got the Xbox Series X instead, since that one was harder. I actually had to drive to Sturgeon Bay to go get that. It was a heck of a drive because I was checking the Target app every day.
Yeah,
And I saw it, and I bought it right online, but I did it for pickup, so I go get it. And I started doing the PS5 one, and the Target actually took it off the app. They said, we'll put it back on here once we can get stock on it. And then I hear the same story every time. They're like, oh, yeah, you got to come in. We're not putting it on there. We do it every other Tuesday. Well, apparently, even being there at an opening, they mysteriously are gone. Um,
well, the
so,
employees get them. Of course they do.
yeah, so I gave up. I'm like, oh, I wanted it because I wanted it. I didn't want it because I needed it. So I'm like, screw it. I'll give up. I still play my PS4.
I've seen
Um,
the X a few times.
it's at yeah. Well, and I know the shortage is affecting Sony, but you'd think they'd be trying harder to get it out there somehow because,
They are. They're just getting snatched up.
well, the thing is Xbox has surpassed Sony in sales now, and it's because they're not getting enough of them out there. I think if they had enough to cover demand, Sony would be beating
Oh
Xbox.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not. I'm not saying, I'm
No,
not
that's
making.
exactly what.
I'm not taking
And
a side
Xbox
on
has
that.
that. And Xbox has the S that you can walk in and buy immediately.
Well, no, I think the X is actually beating them. It's because they're still
I thought
getting
they
them out
lumped them
there, but
both
they just.
together.
Oh, maybe it is. I've actually even thought of getting the S, just because it's so small. I can mount it behind my TV. I really like that idea.
I
That and it's a good media device because I stream everything. Um, well, that's not true. I watch a lot of local television, and I do have an
looks like a
antenna
hot
hooked up.
plate.
Well, it probably is a hot plate.
Looks like you put a pot of coffee in there and keep it warm.
Yeah, let's not talk about how they look. Let me talk about your vagina taco PS5 you have.
It looks like a platinum trophy.
It looks like a vagina that from a robot.
And
I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
at
I'm
least it
just
looks like
saying,
something other than something you just plopped on a desk.
how do you mount that thing on a wall?
Why the hell would I want to mount it on a wall?
To hide it. I don't know. I like square
Why would I hide it?
so that it looks clean.
I don't give a shit. I'd rather have it out in the open.
I have one of my drawing tablets even mounted to the wall. I 3D printed things for that.
Congratulations. Yeah, that looks
See that
like
controller
looks
right
like a
there?
looks like you threw a book at the wall.
Yeah. You know what that controller is?
I have no idea.
Take a guess.
That would be the Stadia.
Yes, that's right. You said it this time. I didn't.
Well, I don't get a nickel though. I don't have that deal going.
Stadia.
That thing's still around, huh?
That's the Founders Edition one. Yeah, they just hit another milestone. I don't
They
know what
sold
it is.
10,
I don't
huh?
pay
Good for
attention.
them. They finally sold 10.
10. They got like 100. Oh my God, no
They got
units.
100.
They sold a ton. I thought you meant games. Stadia's doing
Oh God, no!
fine.
They'll never get to 10 games.
Games.
They shut down all that shit.
I have way more than that. I like how they got all that shit for when they said, you know what, we're not going to develop games. We're just going to release games, and everyone gave them shit for it. It was one of the best moves they ever did. They're not investing that money into that. They can keep it in the infrastructure now.
Poor Stadia. That is a doornail, but just won't fall over.
It's doing fine.
Sure it is.
I never have problems with it. I love my
Great.
Stadia.
If it wasn't for you mentioning it, I'd forget it even exists.
Far Cry 5. Well, they advertise like Sega, but
Sega's
it's
that's a shame. That's a shame. Sega was good.
I would have to say right now the best deal on gaming is probably Game Pass.
Oh, here we go with this cheap ass.
But I'd say Stadia's a good second for it. I have a plethora of games at my hand at any time.
Man, I wish I could have old ass games I never wanted to play at my fingertips, and free to
What?
play nonsense garbage.
Far Cry 6. I played that day of release. Cyberpunk, day of release. Actually, any game I buy on there, I play day of release.
Yeah, great.
That's not old. That's awesome.
Far Cry 6? I've never played any Far Cry.
Oh my
Care.
God, Far Cry 5 is amazing. It's one of my favorite games. I
Yeah,
have beat
good.
it all the way through 3 times.
Great.
It's awesome. Plus, once you beat it once and you play it again, you get all the weapons that you got earned in the first one in the second one. It's a
Cool.
good game. I like getting Cheeseburger as my partner. It's a bear. I don't care what
I've
you
never
say.
played them.
You gotta play
I can't say anything. I've never played them.
Far Cry 5. I'm not talking
All
about
right.
any of the other ones. Some of the other ones are good, but Far Cry 5 is the best. I got Far Cry 6 when it came out. It's all right. I did get Resident Evil 7 when it came out on Stadia. I never played it though. I meant to, or not 7, 8. What's the latest one? Village. Yeah, I got that. I got that on Stadia. I never played it.
That game freaked me the hell out, man. Oh man.
I
The
want
dollhouse level? My God. I played it at night too. What
I
an
want
idiot.
I want to play 7 first, but I have
Yeah,
it on
because they connect, yeah.
That's why, and I have it on VR, so I want to play it that way. I heard that Kendall screamed so loud when she was playing that damn game. It
I screamed
sucks.
during 8 and it wasn't VR.
What other games are there? Sniper Elite 5 is coming out this
Oh
month.
yeah, I saw that. I thought
Oh
of
my
you, yeah.
God, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. But I'm trying not to get too excited because Far Cry 5 really is actually one of my favorite games. I'm not just saying that. It is one of my favorite games. And it's
What does that
due
do, Sniper?
I'm getting there, bitch. Hold on.
Oh shit.
And I do have to thank Stadia for this because I would have never played it except for the fact that they had like a sale on it. I bought it for like, I don't know, $12. I don't know. I got a really good deal on it. I'm like, I want to try this out. And I loved it. So the day Far Cry 6 came out, I bought it. In fact, I pre-ordered it because I got a extra Stadia controller for free for pre-ordering it, and it came out. I played it. It's good. It's a good game.
I thought you were gonna stop there. It came out. I played it. End of review.
Well, that's pretty much it. But it was a good game. Every once in a while, I go back and visit it. It just doesn't have that Far Cry feeling. 5 feeling. Far Cry 5 was awesome though. The story is good with it. So, wow, I'm really losing my thing because that was supposed to go somewhere and I completely lost it.
I'm sure this is leading back to Sniper somehow.
Sniper, thank you. All right, that's where it was leading. So I got the Sniper game, Sniper 4, because it was on Game Pass, and I'm like, and that was a game like I like military games sometimes, so I'm like, all right, I'll try it out. Really, really freaking like it. So I'm worried about how excited I am getting on 5 coming out because what
Okay.
if it's like Far Cry 5 going to Far Cry 6? It's a good game. It's just not as good, and I get too excited for it, and then but there is a couple things going for me on this one. So when Far Cry 6 came out, there really wasn't a lot else out at the time that I felt like playing. But if Sniper 5 sucks, I'm not paying for it because it's they're doing day of release on Game Pass. So I get to play it free anyways. So the good news is I got those 2 new Switch games. Actually, 5 because one of them has 4 on it. They're kind of like smaller games on it, but
Yeah.
so I got those. The fight game, that's the Metroid style one, is actually I'm enjoying it to the point where I got a controller that's comfortable. Evil Dead's coming out,
Yep.
which that one I'm gonna play the piss out of. Plus, now that I know it's cross-platform, that's awesome because you're getting it too. And there's something else I can't remember what it is. There's another game supposed to be coming out this month that got my attention, or do I already own the game? Or maybe I'm actually thinking of Sniper Elite. That's one of the. There's a trilogy. So I got the games I already bought. Evil Dead's coming out, and Sniper's coming out, and I've been really looking forward to that. Now, if Sniper is as enjoyable as Sniper Elite 4 was, oh, I'm not. These bags in my eyes, they're gonna be down. They're gonna look like old lady boobs on my face. They're gonna be hanging. Um, I can put extra battery packs in them for charging up. It. I'm gonna be excited. I did get Sniper Elite 4 for the PlayStation 4 in VR. That's I love VR, and maybe I got to give it another chance. Eckert was over, and we didn't really give it much of a chance. We were just trying it out, but it's kind of weird. So when you're holding the gun, I don't know if you ever shot a gun through a scope before, but if you're not looking directly down the scope, it blacks out. The optics have to be lined up, and it makes sense. That's it's a scope. It's that way in VR. If you don't have it lined up, it's all blacked out, and it just messes with you. Um, I'll
No.
have to I'll have to try it out. I'm
I hope
excited.
it's good. I hope it's good.
I do too, because I don't have to buy that one, but I'm hoping it is. I'm hoping evil. I'm writing down Army of Darkness. I don't know why I'm doing that. Evil Dead, not Army of Darkness.
Well, Eric the Red is in the game.
Shut up, is he?
I saw a picture.
Is Jack shit in there too?
I don't know that, but I saw Eric the Red.
Yeah, no, I heard he's in it. Evil Ash is in it.
Well,
Uh,
of course it has to be.
the TV series people, of course, are in it.
Yeah, TV series are in it. Yep.
Is Lee Majors going to be in it? Because if he is, I'm playing as Lee Majors at least
I don't know.
once.
I haven't heard everything about it, but
Have you seen the TV series?
yeah.
Okay.
Except for I didn't watch the last season.
Oh God, you got to watch it. It's one of those things where the last season I wouldn't say is as good as the other seasons, but it's still good. It's one of those. It's one of those things where there's such a nostalgia feel for it. Well, they did it correctly too. They didn't do it where they tried making it brand new. They kind of did it with the feel of the old.
Yeah.
And because they did it that way, there isn't a bad episode. Are there better episodes? Absolutely.
Well, sure.
But like even in Mandalorian, where I'm trying to tell you, hey, you got to go watch Mandalorian, I openly admit that some of the episodes aren't the best. They're not all gold. But with Evil Dead, I mean, that's just good stuff. It was very well done. Sam Raimi should be very happy or proud of the fact that the people who did that, how good a job they did. Of course, a lot of the original people were back too. That makes a big difference.
Yeah, I don't know about the new Evil Dead.
The new one, what do you mean?
Oh, there's a new movie coming out this year.
Is it not going off of the reboot?
No, for it's its own thing. Evil Dead Rise or some shit. I think it takes place in a city.
Oh, I did hear about
So
that.
it'll be just another freaking zombie mash 'em up.
Well, it depends how they do it, though. Okay, I did hear about that. Maybe we even talked about it, or maybe I had a conversation in my own head. I talked to myself a lot.
No, me too.
The It is possible it could be good in my theory because I thought the same thing. It does sound familiar now once you said the city. I have a theory on it. My theory is the video games take place in the city, which the video games themselves were kind of trash, but the stories weren't too bad. And Evil Dead or Ash versus Evil Dead, the Stars TV series we were talking
Mm,
about. Sorry, that burp had to come up. It That takes place in the city for the most part,
yeah.
and that
Yeah,
was
but that
done
has
pretty
that
well.
has that has some of the original creative types on it though. This thing is like I think maybe like executive produced by Sam Raimi just because they didn't put his name on it.
See, and the thing is yeah, well, producer means nothing.
Yeah, and
It
actually nothing.
it What they need to do is they need to end the movies. You want to carry it on, like the comic books are not canon obviously anymore.
Yeah,
But the comic books, they were creative, they were fun to read. The um the games, some of the games weren't the best. Regenerations was amazing.
yeah.
Um
Hail to the King, right?
yeah, that one, you got me that one on Dreamcast. I actually played it not that long ago. Cuz I got a new controller that's more of a PlayStation Xbox style.
Yeah,
And that game that game's actually not that bad when you have a decent controller. Um but but the games themselves, I don't know, I find them funny. It's like the whole "I got a cure for ugly" as you're about to shoot someone in the face. I still love that. But the movies, they got to stop. There's no reason to carry on with it.
they could have at least continued on the remake.
That I would have been fine with that because I mean, that had its own feel.
Yeah,
That was a good movie. Um, I just watched it on Pluto TV the other day. It's weird watching something that's not censored but it has commercials.
it's
Um,
kind of weird. I don't know if I could do that.
yeah, it's not
Well,
too
I mean,
bad.
it's like I don't know why that everybody liked the remake. Well, the fans of Evil Dead liked the remake.
I think I think that's because they were starved for more. Because that was before Ash versus Evil Dead.
I would have. I don't. I would have liked to see the Mia storyline go on.
Oh no, it was good, but I think the fans did. Like if that movie was called something else other than Evil Dead, it was a good movie.
Hmm.
Like it didn't need the Evil Dead name to make it good. It just it was a that was a good movie on its own. Um, but I think the fans accepted it though because two parts. One, it was a good movie, and two, they didn't get pissed that got the Evil Dead title without the original people because of the fact they were starved for more. They would have. It was kind of like Star Wars. The prequels, for a lot of people, and maybe even myself at first, the prequels, a lot of people like. For me, I did not like the second movie. It it's grown on me over the years, but I was just starved for so much more that I was willing to take whatever it was. And actually, the sequels were that way for me too, but those soured much quicker. Um, like the first one, or well, seven. When seven came out, I was like, all right, well, it ain't the best, but all right, I get it. Blah blah blah. I wanted more. Blah blah blah. Then eight came out, and I'm like, oh my god, stop shitting in my Cheerios. And then nine came out, and I'm like, oh, all right, so you're gonna piss in them, take it, and dump it on my head and smear it in. Great, thanks, fuckers.
And smile while doing it.
Yep. Yeah, that was ugh. God, we always talk about Star Wars. Did I write it down? I did not.
Oh, a lot of
Star
people are saying
Wars.
that the Obi-Wan show is the make or break.
I don't know. I mean, Mandalorian was good. I think people really enjoyed Mandalorian. It got a really good feedback. Um, and because there's a third season coming out, well, I guess I could see it from a certain point. I mean, Book of Fett, a lot of people were disappointed with, and I get it. I'm not going to argue with them and say they're wrong or anything, but I think it was still okay. Mandalorian obviously made it better when he showed up, but I feel bad saying that, but it's true. It I don't know. Obi-Wan, I've actually I when I heard it was coming out was going to actually happen, I was like, no. Don't do it. And now the more I'm seeing, I'm like, you know what? It's It kind of has its own grittiness. I like it.
We'll see. I mean, I won't see, but you will.
You'll see it.
How?
I don't know. It'll come out on disc, stream it. I don't know.
No, no, they're not doing that.
Are they not putting anything out on disc anymore?
Not shows and stuff.
So what you're telling me is there's a market for illegal bootlegging.
Oh yeah, a really robust one, I would say.
I'm joking, of course.
If you're listening, you didn't see the wink.
In all fairness, I just opened my eyes wider.
Oh yes,
I went
the
the
reverse
opposite
wink.
of the week.
The
Yes.
reverse wink.
That means you don't know what I'm saying. Yeah, it's I don't know. You know what? For a $19 helmet, that Boba Fett helmet's pretty nice.
Yeah,
I'm seeing it in the
next to the
camera.
Virtual Boy.
Yeah. You can't see it, it's blocked, but I got my bobblehead Darth Vader back there. I call it a bobblehead because it's that statue like the Hulk Hogan ones we got.
Yeah.
But then I put a full size helmet on top of it. And I love it. It looks ridiculous. And then he's
I saw a
holding.
Virtual Boy game at Half Price Books for $300 the other day.
Oh, I believe it. I have one that's worth like 250 or something like
Oh,
that.
who bought them? I mean, for Toys R Us was clearance them for like $1 each.
Isn't that insane?
I wish I'd have bought it all back. I wish I would have bought it all.
It was a shit system. It was way ahead of its time, like way too far ahead of its time. What I don't get, and this pisses me off, is why did when they came out with the 3DS, why did they not release the Virtual Boys?
Like the games or the Virtual Boy itself?
No, the games. I mean, you had a 3DS. It was the perfect system to play Wario Land Virtual Boy on.
I guess people didn't want their eyes to bleed from all the red.
Yeah, but they could have colorized it. They
And
could have
that's really
just.
not the Virtual Boy game anymore.
Yeah, but it's 3D. The whole thing was 3D. I mean, so Wario's cool because as you're playing, there's spots where you actually jump into the background and you have to do stuff back there and then jump back forward. That game was actually pretty cool in 3D. In fact, I think it might be the game inside my Virtual Boy. No, I think I got boxing in there right now. I batteries are good in it. I crack it on once in a while.
Nintendo's very good at that. Battery life.
They are, yeah. It I don't know, it's just I think there was a missed opportunity there because when the 3DS came out, and this holds true today what I'm about to say, but when the 3DS came out, the resurgence of retro stuff was really rapidly gaining momentum. Like in our world, we always liked retro, but now everybody likes that crap.
I know, and that's why prices are ridiculous.
Yep. Oh yeah, it's absolutely horrible. But it's also why when I sell all my shit off to start narrowing down, I'm going to be really happy. So I say that. I've been saying that for years. I'll never sell my. Actually, that's not true. I'm probably my third iteration of collection. But I mean, now I remember wanting something, and we'd have a rummage sale, and I would sell stuff to get that thing. Now I have things where I could sell a couple things and get the thing I want.
Yeah.
It's changed a lot. I mean, the prices going up are great for somebody who already has what they want. It sucks if you're still collecting, but gotta hit the rummage sales though. So, Game Trade Greg, he was talking about how he found some PlayStation 2 game that's like worth like $800 or something like that. He got it for like $4 or something like that.
Mm.
And I was a little surprised he was admitting that on a podcast. I'm like,
someone come after him?
well, no, not that so much as the fact that people get bent out of shape. They're like, you take advantage of something. But he had a really good point, and I agreed with him on this. Is he said he goes, you know what? When I go to a rummage sale and I give them what they're asking, even though I know it's worth more, I'm still giving them what they asked for. And I'm like, you know what? That's a good point. It's not like if I go to a rummage sale, it's not my job to go, hey, by the way, I should really be giving you much more money. Now, if I bought it, turned around and shoved it in their face, that'd be different.
Yeah, that's a different.
Yeah, you keep your mouth shut, you enjoy this gold mine you hit, and you go back. But he also said, he goes, but when people come into a store, he doesn't pull that stuff. Even if they don't know what it's worth, he will give a percentage of what it's worth to them. And the percentage thing does make sense because they got to make their money. I don't know what their markup is, but I know back in the day, like 20 years ago when I had the video store, usually you had to make 3 times of what the cost was. Otherwise, it was not worth having that item. I don't know if that still holds true today, but And I thought that was a really good point because you know what? That is true. I mean, why go to the rummage sale? If you're going to the rummage sale to find that hidden treasure piece, just to turn around and go, here, let me give you $500 more, well, then why did you bother? Just go on eBay at that point.
Yeah.
So I liked his point on that, and I've always felt that way. Actually, it was just nice to hear someone else say it, but it was also nice to hear him say that if you go into a store, he's not going to screw you over either. And he had a good point behind that also because he said, you know, if that gets out that he was doing that, you lose that customer, they're gone.
Yeah.
It's and I've always
Although
felt, oh,
GameStop does it, and people still go there.
that, you know, I've never ever sold them a game. I went once. It was when we still worked at Sears, and I went there once to see what they'd give me for a game. I can't remember what game it was, but it was a game I liked. So it must have been like maybe a sequel to it or another game coming out. I don't remember what the deal was. I just remember being really soured on the price they told me, and I'm like, "You're joking! I could probably walk around the mall and ask someone if they want to buy it from me for $2 more, or whatever." And so I can probably say I never did it. Chris used to trade his games in there all the time, though, and I'm like, "Dude, you're losing so much. Why are you doing that?" But some people, some people are good with that. It's you know, some games are not worth keeping, so they're like, "Oh, what else am I gonna do with it? I'll get a couple pennies for it."
With a guy on eBay that took a brand new PS5 in to GameStop, and they were going to give him like $200 for it.
Yeah, that's insane. It's not that I agree with scalping at all. It pisses me off like no tomorrow. But when there's a scalping scenario going on, you know that $200 isn't the right price.
They're going to sell it as brand new for 700.
Yeah, yeah. If you haven't opened it, they will. I've
So,
and the sad thing is, they will sell it too. That pisses me
oh
off
yeah,
too.
you walk in and the used game is $3 less than the brand new one. Why would I buy the used?
Oh, I know that drives me nuts. When the Vita, so I got the
And
Vita.
they will push your ass to try and buy that previewed one. I'm like, not doing that.
It's so the one up here is not too bad with me. They don't mess with me too much. It's but the one that used to, I don't know if it's still in the Brookfield Square Mall or not.
Well, it moved out.
Oh, it did finally, huh? They were
Not
bad.
worth the rent in there anymore.
I suppose they were
Yeah, that
bad.
store sucked. Anyway, that store sucked.
Who said that the other day? Oh, Kendall went there with one of her friends, and she said it was dead. It was horrible.
Yeah, the mall's got nothing left. Oh, it's all outside now. It's all around it.
They're doing the Bayshore thing, huh?
They might as well. Might as well rip the roof off and go for it.
Well, it was working for Bayshore. I mean, that saved that mall. It's but didn't you say Southridge is doing better?
Southridge is okay. They have more stores that I like there than they do at Brookfield.
See, and the funny thing is, I go to Mayfair and that place is always packed.
Mayfair's always crowded, but they have the
Yeah,
boutiques style stuff, and other than the Lego store, I got really nothing to get at Mayfair,
that's true. They got a box lunch.
which they have at Southridge.
Oh, do they? See, I've only been to Southridge a couple of times. When I worked at Sears, I had to go there for trainings and stuff. But other than
It's
that, I
like
never
right
went to
across
there.
from the Super 8 collectibles, so it's usually like, oh,
Oh, well, that would actually be nice. Yeah, I didn't. Well, I live so close to Mayfair, there wasn't a lot of reason to go either.
yeah,
Plus, when they did after that gun went off, and they started doing the curfew where you couldn't be under 18 past like 7 o'clock or something.
yeah,
Loved going there. It was
mm-hmm.
awesome. I would
San Jose
wait
had a
till 7 to go.
659.
Yeah, I would. I mean, like at my. I mean, I only lived like 5 minutes away, so I'm like, oh, it's 1:45. Let's go. It was great. I did learn one thing though. You don't want to actually show up there before then because there was one time because I always have really good luck at parking at the underneath parking. Now they have so much
Yeah,
parking there, it's ridiculous. But back then I would get that parking underneath where I could walk right in the doors. And I got there once right before 7. I did not get out of my car. The people they were kicking out of there, I understood why they were kicking out of there. And I'm like, yeah, I won't live from my car to that door if I get out. I mean, yeah, I was profiling people, I admit it. And they weren't all the color people are probably thinking. They were crackers, and I'm a cracker. But when your pants are jingling around your knees and stuff, I'm like, nope, you guys are the exact reason why they put that curfew in.
yep.
It Yeah, I was like, screw that. So anytime I would go after that, I actually probably gave Mayfair more business during that curfew time than I ever did otherwise. Because there'd be times where if I had to go to the mall, I'm like, "Ah, I just don't want to do it."
I think they still have that in place.
Do they?
I think so. Well, yeah, because there was another incident not too long ago.
Oh, where the kid got shot outside the Cheesecake Factory in the back?
There was like what they call them, flash mobs that ran in and just started looting places.
Oh yeah, Jesus Christ, I hate that. Yeah, I uh, I won't say anything about that because
Why'd
it
you
ain't.
loot too?
It's not gonna be political what I say, correct? No, I have nothing good to say about that kind of crap at all.
There's no reason for it.
No, no, not at all. Yeah, that guy, I still remember that. I just remember they reminded me of God. I can't think of his name. You ever see? You ever see the music video for Offspring's "Pretty Fly for a White Boy"?
Yeah.
That's what they looked like. Because part of me, I still to this day remember them walking out. Just part of me is
Oh,
laughing.
the fake ass Slim Shady
Yeah,
looking ones. Yeah.
and part of me is and every one of their girlfriends are just their parents are probably just pissed if they knew this is what they looked like. It's or their parents didn't care at all. But I mean, I remember what it was like when I was a teenager. I wasn't always wearing the same outfit once I was out with my friends that I was wearing when I
Yeah.
left the house. So I mean, I don't want to judge it all, and I wasn't always. Well, I'm still not the best kid, but I just remember half of me was like, "There's no friggin' way I'm getting out of this car till they're gone," and I remember also laughing my ass off, going, "It's part ridiculous. I'm actually scared of them, and it's part ridiculous that they actually left their house looking like that." But you know what the problem is those are the type of kids that they're trying to act tough, and
Yep.
and if it's just me and there's 12 of them,
Oh yeah.
they're gonna screw with me.
Yep.
It's like when they say this stuff about women and walking alone at night and stuff. I actually do feel bad for them, even though the numbers say that most men are actually more men are attacked than women by men. But that doesn't mean women don't get attacked. And if a woman
Yeah.
does get attacked, it's probably going to be more brutal. And that's not fair. That's not right. So that is one area I don't argue. I know a lot of people like to argue that point on whether what side they're on and stuff, where I'm more of the lines of, you know what, just be smart. If you see a bunch of people, don't go freaking walking into them. It's because getting attacked is not fun from, even if it's a side view mirror, it's not fun. It, it's, and God, I remember that clear as day still. Because I remember kind of laughing, and I had to stop laughing because if they would have looked over, they would have saw me sit in my car. I was staring right at them, and it
Yeah.
was just me in my little silver Hyundai Elantra. Um, I still remember that because I remember I had my hand on the stick shift, and I was like, "Fuck, do I start the car and get out of here?" It was one of those moments where you're kind of thinking, like, if I start the car, they're gonna hear it. They're only 10 feet away. They're walking in my direction, so do they block me and cause more of an issue? So I didn't, and
a
they just
human
kept
being can
walking.
never. A human being can never really block a car.
No, but like I'm the least violent person in the world. I mean, as much as I'd like to run them over, I'm not gonna do it.
Oh my God, my car just lurched forward 3 times. I
So
don't understand what happened.
some dude's getting sued over that. So I don't know the details on it. I just saw the headlines. I want to read more on it because I'm kind of curious to why it is. The guy's changing this customer's. I'm not even gonna say customer because I don't know all the details. A mechanic is changing the oil on, I want to say a Jeep or something like that, and it lurched forward and killed the mechanic. And the family is suing the car owner. So off the subject of that, it sounds ridiculous. But that's why I'm wondering: is there more to it? Is it possible there was a remote start illegally installed in it? Because like back in the day, if you had a stick shift and it was in first gear, and you turned the key without putting the clutch in, it would lurch forward, and that's why you can't get a remote start in a stick shift.
Was it at
Um,
one of those quick lube places where you're sitting in the car while they do it?
I see, and that's the thing too. I don't know all the details, or was it just in someone's garage and they were doing a favor and they had a aftermarket remote start in there, and the guy had the keys maybe in his pocket, hit the remote start, and the thing jumped. You never
Yeah.
know. Or did they do something else to the vehicle that because I'm pretty sure it was a Jeep, and Jeeps are often modified. So did they do something where, like, my parking brake does not work for shit in my green Jeep because that's the big 4-door one I have, but it also has a 2.5-inch lift, 35-inch tires. The emergency brake ain't stopping shit. I got to make sure that's in gear also, otherwise it's rolling out my driveway. You get that thing rolling, it ain't stopping. Where my little red one, you put a pebble under it and it's gonna stop. It's I mean, it's got bigger tires, but it's a factory height. It's not lifted at all. It yeah, so it's yeah. How the hell? Oh, because you said lurch at him, and I'm like, that got me
Yeah.
thinking. See, I did not take my ADD medicine today, and
It's more interesting.
it's got me all out of whack. I haven't even been paying attention, writing shit down. Look, Jeep, lurch. So let's go with the lurch thing. How do you feel about Rob Zombie and
Monsters?
Monsters?
That's not Lurch. Lurch is Adam's family.
I know, but it made me think of it.
Um, I've not liked the Rob Zombie movie that I've seen, and I've seen several.
You were
Um,
pretty against Halloween. I remember when that
I
came
was
out.
against Halloween. I still am because that was an atrocious train wreck.
Because I remember you were actually excited about it. Then you saw it. And I've never seen you turn so fast on a movie. You're like, that was garbage.
It was. It was complete trash. Um, I mean, he's got a niche. I mean, he's got a style. Will it fit the monsters? Who the hell knows? It depends. I hear it's going to be like PG 13 kind of thing. Um,
That type of show, though, what I mean, it was a TV
but
show.
can he do comedy? We'll see. I mean,
So I've heard him speak, not often, but I've heard him speak enough where he's very articulate. He's actually a
oh, I'm
smart
not.
guy,
Yeah, I'm not saying he's not. I don't like his aesthetic.
but I don't think he's funny. And that worries me. Like he tries to be humorous and sometimes he pulls it off, but other times he says things and I'm just like, you're kind of weird.
Well,
And he
look
is
at his.
weird. Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
but you know what? You have to be weird to direct. I mean, Monsters is of comedy though, so if it's funny, good. But I don't see him ever doing a comedy. At least he hasn't yet.
Well, Halloween definitely was. Man, I never
This
you were
motherfucker.
pretty pumped for that till you saw it.
You took everything that made Michael Myers interesting and just shit it down your leg.
I've never seen it.
No, there's no reason to see it.
I didn't care for A Thousand Corpses either.
No, see, I didn't like that either.
And that's that one I didn't see it in the theater. I saw it afterwards, but
Yeah,
when
I saw it on DVD or VH or whatever it was at the time.
yeah, and when I saw it I was like, I don't know, I just never had an urge to see any of his stuff. But I liked the Munsters as a kid.
Oh yeah, me too.
I'm kind of curious to watch it.
But I've seen the makeup test and stuff. That doesn't look
No,
very good.
it looks
It looks
horrible.
amateurish and like it. Somebody said this about another movie, but it looks like the porn version
Yes,
of the
yes.
movie.
I mean, not that I know anything about that, but
No, of course
yes,
not. No, none of us do
yes,
that.
it
Yeah,
does. Like the makeup's flaking almost. Like it's just like,
yeah.
here, come here. I got 2 seconds to sponge this green on you. It's and speaking of Lurch, like if you go back to the Adams Family movies, Lurch is dead on.
Oh,
Like
the
all of them are. Like Morticia and Mr.
Valjulia
Adams.
ones.
Yes, yes.
Those are good. I like those both.
Like, and that's old school. Like they even did the hand thing really well.
Yep.
It's like today. That's the funny thing with like CGI and stuff. I think they would wreck that today. They had to be good back then, and they
Well, you had
pulled
to
it
because you had to
off.
use thing or not. Was the thing? Thing was the hand, right?
Yeah, it was the hairy one
Yeah, that's the no it. Yeah, cousin it.
because
But
it
that's a
is
guy in a
hairy.
but that's a guy in a wig.
Yeah,
Now that would be a CGI sprite.
yeah, and it would look horrible. It would be
Yeah.
like wavy and crap when it's supposed to be just stiff. Yeah, it's yeah, there's a certain point. Like things like the Davy Jones dude in Captain
Yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean,
Pirates.
the tentacles and stuff, well done. Then you
Yep.
go 5 years later, watch another movie, and it looks like ass, and you're just like, what the hell happened here?
I've heard the second Doctor Strange has some awful CGI in it.
The new one that's out right now,
Yeah.
that worries me. I mean, well, you know I'm a Raimi fan, so I'm gonna see it.
And you've
Yeah,
already got tickets
I
for
already
it.
got tickets. Yeah, actually, Angie bought them though. I would not have bought them.
Ah,
It
yeah, yeah, sure, blame her.
Kendall and Ross are watching it right now.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't aware that Kendall has class on Tuesday, so she has to drive back to Milwaukee. It I swear, now that my kids are adults, they're in my house more than they're not.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why I'd pick the Munsters to do, but apparently he has some sort of. And it's another thing. So if he's doing Munsters, he must have some sort of like soft spot for the franchise. So wouldn't you want to do like the best you could with it?
You would think so. The porn thing's hilarious because that's exactly what it looks
It's what it
like.
looked like when I saw the make of like, wow, this looks like the porn parody version, but it's the real deal.
I just, it
And of
looks
course
horrible.
his wife's in it, who is not a good actor.
No, no. Well, she was attracted 20 years ago.
She's still attractive. It's just she can't act.
I haven't seen her recently, but last time I saw her, she looked like she needed to eat a cheeseburger.
I mean, was that in the movie that she did?
It very well possibly could
Maybe
have
that
been.
was maybe it's what she had to be. I don't know.
It was some red carpet thing, so maybe it was around the time she was doing
Oh, okay.
something.
I don't know. Yeah.
It didn't look good, but I don't like seeing bones. So
No,
it's
I'm not. No, I don't like that either. But I'm judging her strictly on talent.
oh, see, and I'm much more superficial than that.
I, I
I go
there are
with
times.
looks.
There are times.
I'm such an ass. As I'm saying, I'm just like, you know what? If that's her thing, who knows? Maybe she has a medical condition. I don't know. I shouldn't be such an asshole. It
Well, he married her, so he's got to be something good.
wow. Yeah, I mean, she probably does a lot of things good. It scrambled eggs.
She
Was
can braid
that
his.
was
She can
that
braid
sexist?
his. She can braid his bird's nest hair.
Yeah. Oh my god, that hair. Jesus Christ. It's yeah, she's very I don't know. The only thing I've ever seen her in was Thousand Corpses, and it had that other dude who I don't like him because he is good at what he does. Well, he's passed away now.
Oh, Sid
Um,
Haig.
yeah, I just and the reason I don't like him is because he's good at being
He's a good,
scarier than
disgusting
shit. A
villain.
disgusting old
Yeah,
man. Yeah, like I would not trust him around my kids.
we'll
Yeah,
trust around anybody.
well, that's true.
I mean,
It's
apparently he was a very nice person.
I heard the same thing, and he probably was, but man, he fit a role.
He played a dirtbag really well.
Yeah, well, it's like the machete dude.
Oh,
Um,
Danny Trejo.
yeah, I hear he is actually a super nice guy.
When I met
Uh,
him at the one con, you were there, weren't you?
I don't
I
think
had him sign
so.
the machete. Yeah, because we had to go back for the machete because we got to the hotel room like son of a bitch.
Oh my God, that's right. You're right. Yep, yep. Yeah, that's right. God, how did I forget about that? I didn't have him sign anything. I was just there with you.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, he's actually really he's a super nice guy. But man, if you want a guy who plays a really scary
Yep.
character,
Yep.
which is funny because in Heat, he is not a scary character. He does a great job in Heat. He's supposed to play
Oh yeah.
that ex-con, but I'm kind of like,
I'm reformed, and yeah, I don't want to get into this.
yeah, that's a good movie.
Hmm?
It's I hate De Niro with everything in my system, but I do like that movie.
We can't deny the man makes good movies. We used to
Oh,
anyway.
he's a great actor in what he's good in. He's just a horrible human being.
Sure.
It's but you know, when you made all your money, you're allowed to pull that ladder up behind you and say piss on everybody else.
Well, yeah, because you've done what you're gonna do.
Yep.
You're coasting on your laurels at this point. You don't give a shit if you ever work again.
That's why I give a lot of credit for like even though I have that theory that I believe all actors are methadoned a-holes that are multimillionaires, so their opinion really shouldn't mean that much to a lot of people. You have people like Keanu Reeves. Can you find dirt on the guy? I bet you can. He's got DWIs. He used the F word in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. I mean, it's but he's a good guy. I mean, you don't hear bad things, and he's smart enough not to touch a girl even in pictures where they're
Yeah.
accepting of it. That
Yep.
guy's ahead of his time when you think about
Oh
it.
yeah, he was. Yeah, he's. Well, he's quiet and he watches. That's
Yeah,
not happening to me. I don't want to even be in that position.
yeah. He well, he had somebody, a mom and daughter, like jumped his fence or something and broke into his house.
That was a movie, Knock Knock.
No, I have it. I haven't seen that yet. It the and he came home or something, and apparently he didn't call the police or anything. He was really nice to them and stuff, and he took the pictures with, and they left, and like they weren't trying to attack him or anything. The funny thing is I'm hearing this story, and I'm like, all right, Keanu, where this is going. Turned out
Anybody,
innocent.
yeah, but anybody else you would be, and then like, oh, it's Keanu Reeves. Of course, nothing happened.
Yeah, no, he probably called them an Uber right there and fed them. It yeah, he's a nice guy. There's a few out there. There's some that you even hear something bad about, and then later on you're like, well, they were young. It's
Well, like that evil bastard Chris Pratt.
he's
How
just
dare that? How dare
no,
that son of a bitch go to church? What a piece of garbage!
yeah, yeah. God forbid anybody has morals.
I would fire his ass.
The funny thing is, I went to synagogue, and so the New Testament stuff we didn't really listen to too much. Well, testaments are still there. It But I mean, I wasn't the most religious person in the world. Uh, Probably something with the confusion of going to synagogue and then being confirmed a Methodist out of
Yeah.
convenience from my parents. But I'm a pretty firm believer that the Ten Commandments, not a horrible set of rules to abide by. I mean, if you go to church once in a while and you hear some preaching about how being a good person is better. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't have an issue with gay people. I don't give a crap what anyone does as long as it doesn't hurt other people and you don't shove it in my face. And that goes for straight people. Don't shove your straight relationship in my face either, unless you got pictures. But the people get so bent out of shape out of somebody going to something where that place did something they don't like. Since when does I've shopped at Kmart. I'm sure Kmart maybe donated money to some place that in today's world would be seen bad. It doesn't make me a bad person. I have a lot of
Well,
other things that make me a bad person.
yeah. I don't know. A lot of people throwing stones that shouldn't even be picking them up.
Oh my god. Yes, absolutely. Like all the people oh my god, I don't even know if I should bring it up. It's a hot topic right now. It
Box lunch?
yeah, yeah, kind of well, owned by the same company. Yeah. The Rovers Wade um
Oh,
overturn.
yeah.
It's I still have Facebook on my work phone. And every once in a while, about once a
You
month, I just take
fool.
a peek. Well, with all this stuff going on, I had to take a peek. And someone I know, who actually I don't think is a bad person, is making a comment about how she should bring coat hangers back. I'm like, holy shit, what makes you even think that's okay to say? I don't care if you agree with this overturning or not. What makes you think that that's okay to say? This is the same person who was all up everyone's ass about getting the vaccine. It's and I like to say I respect everyone's opinion. I do not respect anyone's opinion on this Roe versus Wade crap because it has nothing to do with abortion. It has to do with state rights over federal rights.
Correct.
It's just putting if it nothing is different today than it was a month ago.
Correct.
It's now if a state changes stuff, then yes, it is different. But as someone allergic to peanuts like I am, if every restaurant out there was controlled by the government, the federal government, and they said, you know what, we're making them all peanuts only food, I would be hosed. I would rather have the states decide on it, individuals decide on it. And if some want to be peanuts, that's fine. If some don't want to be, that'd be awesome because I can't eat peanuts. So for me, I think individual is better than a whole. And I don't understand why they're all so upset about this. If you now, first of all, using abortion as a birth control aspect is absolutely 100% ridiculous. I don't know how anyone can agree with that. Even people who are pro choice. If you're using it as birth control, that is abhorrent. Use a condom, get that morning after pill, don't have sex, pull out, do them in the butt. I don't know. But jerk off first. I don't know. But blowjob. There's choices, you know. There's something better than a freaking vacuum cleaner crushing a kid's head in. So it's that got dark. But
It's not
the
exactly a fun. It's not. I mean, you're not exactly wrong.
well, and the thing is these are the same people like, oh, you're killing grandma if you don't get the vaccine. Well, first of all, there's no science that says anything like that. That's all
The only
made
people
up
that the
bullshit.
only the only people that killed Grandma was the dipshit governor in New York that threw them all into one room and let them all die when the thing
Yeah,
first started,
while he was sexually harassing people.
and then got an Emmy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What the fuck? I mean, that tells you everything right there. It's
Yep.
yeah, it blows my mind. I mean, and I shouldn't say all of the people who are pissed off about this abortion thing were vaccine
Well,
people, but let's face it, the majority was.
oh, yeah, of course, yeah. It's a knee-jerk reaction again, just like the "Don't Say Gay" bill in Florida. They didn't know what the hell was in it, but they
Yep.
heard some talking points on the news and they took it and ran with it.
Yep.
Um, I think states should be involved more of this kind of thing.
Well, our founding fathers did. We were designed that way.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a
yeah,
federal umbrella, which makes sense, but the states themselves are supposed to govern themselves.
yeah.
It
I
it
mean,
just blows my
I
mind.
would do the same thing with marijuana and gay marriage. If a state wants to put that on the ballot, I say vote for it. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because it doesn't happen often anymore, but it happened more back when Obama was running. And I got asked by people, not many, but I got asked once in a while, like, who'd you vote for? I'm like, I voted for that Gary guy. I think his name was Gary. I don't remember anymore.
Gary Johnson?
He was the independent. I don't even remember.
I think that would have been it.
And they're like, "Oh, you didn't vote for Obama?" I go, "No, he's against gay marriage. Why would I vote for that? They should be as
He was against
miserable as I am."
he was against a lot of stuff that they conveniently forget.
Yeah, and the Gary was for it. It
Most
and
independents are.
it blows my mind how that I mean he was some of the things that people like voted for Obama for. It's I just don't. Well, let me rephrase that. If you went and talked to the gay population, and there is charts out on this, and I didn't plan on talking about this, so I didn't look it up. And be honest with you, I wouldn't have looked it up anyways. That's what Google's for. Other people can look it up. But if you took a poll on it, most gay people voted for Obama.
Well,
But
because they don't take the time to research candidates, they just see the D or the R and they go for it.
well, and he was an amazing speaker. I will not take that away from him. He was a
Oh hell no, he was
phenomenal. I mean, if you want to sell some
charismatic as
snake
hell.
oil,
Yeah. Oh yeah, charismatic as hell.
yep, he was good. I'm in a class right now where we had to watch a video on him, and I already knew he was a good speaker. But watching the video and having to do assignment on it, I'm like, holy crap, he was really good. So was Bill Clinton. And you know what? I'm an ass. I voted for that guy twice. Didn't vote for his wife though. I'm not that dumb. It knowing what I know now though, Jesus Christ. That's another amazing thing too. How do we know everything about the Johnny Depp trial and we know nothing
Kathleen
about
Maxwell.
Yes, yes.
And no, not one person went to justice for that. But we wall to wall coverage of a civil suit of two millionaires bitching at each other.
Yep.
There's nothing at stake here. There's nothing. When this is over, one of them's wrong, one of them's right, one of them owes money, one of them doesn't. Bang, they both go home.
Insane.
But we had an island of child abusing pedophiles, and nothing came of it.
You might as well throw rape in there.
It was implied when I said the pedophiles.
Yeah, but I just wanted
Child
to
abusing
say it for the
pedophiles.
effect.
Okay, it's Rape Island. It was rape. It was Kitty Rape Island, and a lot of powerful fucking people went there, and we don't know a single one of them. What journalism we have these days, eh?
But there's a picture with Trump and Epstein at a party prior to him kicking Epstein out of the party once he realized what a dirtbag he was. And everybody's like, oh, well, he was friends with Trump. What about Prince Andrew's pictures with him? What about the Clinton
Bill
pictures? What about
Gates.
the Gates pictures? I mean, come on. And then, which reminds me of another thing, too, which we didn't talk about actually on the Elon one, is, and then Gates is buying up farmland like no tomorrow. And people are all upset about Twitter being sold to Elon.
Once again, Bezos owns a newspaper.
Yeah, the Washington Post. Yeah, a big newspaper. Yeah,
Why
not
is that
the,
okay?
yeah, that
Oh,
and,
because that billionaire, you know where he stands, and it's fine. He stands with you, so
yep.
yeah, that's fine. He also owns the cloud that the CIA puts their information on, but that's cool too.
And nobody's questioning BlackRock buying
No,
up
of course not.
all the property. Why do you think people are getting cash for their houses that are pieces of shit? They don't care about the house. They want that property because you're
Hmm.
gonna you're not well like they actually said in the video that got released that they never meant for us all to see. You will own nothing and you'll like it. That
Oh, yeah.
blows my mind. The funny
But
thing
none
is,
of that makes the news. None of that makes the freaking news.
I don't get where people are like, well, people who work will help subsidize this. There's people that like to work, things like that. Blah blah blah. We
So
can
just
all do what we want
hook
to
'em
do.
up to the milkers like you've been doing for decades.
Yeah. I don't like working. If we start doing all the socialistic programming and stuff like that, what makes anyone think that I'm going to continue to work? Why wouldn't I get on that teat also?
Yeah, why? What's the incentive?
I don't like working. I have video game backlog from here till tomorrow. That guitar, I know the listeners can't hear it, but that guitar right there, that's got some sweet music out of my high pitched nasally voice that needs to rock out still.
You know
It
what's funny though? You know what's funny about that? If that would happen, do you know how many more happiness there would be?
Everyone would be miserable.
Oh yeah, right.
Wait, ask the question again. I must have understood it.
No, I'm being sarcastic.
Oh, okay. So I did understand it. Okay.
Yes,
Okay. I'm like, what? You
I'm
can't
just
mean
toying.
that.
I'm toying their line. Yeah, you're supposed to be
Gotcha.
happy.
Gotcha. All right. Gotcha. It's
Yeah, you're gonna be living in squalor. You won't have any of that. They'll have it. You won't.
the whole thing just blows my mind. It's just oh, another thing we forgot about too when we were talking about remember I had that sheet about Elon about how
Yeah,
he's like the
yeah.
green guy, the guy they should be loving, the guy they're bitching about as they're driving his car. The other thing he's doing that I forgot about, and it's pretty much a failed thing, but at least he's giving it a shot, is the tunnel from Vegas to California.
Yeah.
People keep forgetting about this stuff. A straight tunnel that you can drive your non-polluting electric car through. And I think they were trying to do something where it would actually keep the car charged as it went too, like I don't know, like wireless charging kind of crap, inductive charging. There we go. And it just blows my mind. Like this is the guy that the left should be just down on their knees blowing it, because he's
You're
not a
seeing.
conservative.
No, he's not. He's not. You're seeing a realignment of the political parties almost, where they're kind of flip flopping. If you remember where the pro clutching, like Christian right was in the '90s about music and games. Oh, Mortal Kombat. My God, we have to
Yeah,
get that off the shelves. Well, now the left is becoming that,
Two Live Crew.
and the right is becoming the more anti-tech, anti-censorship. So they're kind of flip flopping in certain ways.
Well, it's always the fringes, like the fringe of the right. I think they're a bunch of
Oh,
a
of
holes
course, yeah.
also.
Oh, yeah.
It's the problem is the center. The center's not necessarily the center anymore.
I think it's become that just because I think moderate right and moderate left are starting to meet in the center to stop the two fringes.
Yes. Well, it's a big circle, and
Yeah,
it's a vertical circle, and gravity's affecting it, and the right and left wing touch at the bottom, and that's the problem. I think it's just all the shit is going down because there's like you said about like the Tipper Gore days. Well, that she's Democratic, but the right wing was on that too
hmm
with all the censorship and stuff. In
yep.
fact, both sides were on it. They passed that stuff without a problem. Um, and the music industries loved it. Hell, I was just talking about this today actually at work with someone. Ice, or maybe it was yesterday. No, it was today. Ice T's Body Count. I bought the one with the explicit lyrics.
Oh,
And
yeah.
my friend who got the one without the explicit lyrics, I can't remember if it was just part of a song or something, but I think there's a whole song missing. And I'm like, oh well, you got screwed because that's one of the best songs on there. It's which is funny because I think one of the songs was Cop Killer, and Ice T plays a cop now all the time and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
It even in New Jack City. It but that's that's just the artist being the artist.
Yeah.
It just blows my mind.
I don't know. It's just, I wish people would just stop with the knee jerk reaction stuff and just what is it? What is it? Let's hear it
Yeah.
out.
Well, just read it. Yeah. Like I don't agree with the see here's the thing is when it comes to abortion, I don't know where I stand with in a certain time limit. And with rape, I know pro-life people are like, well, if you even believe in abortion in a rape situation, then you're pro-choice. So I have to say I'm pro-choice then because of that, even though I don't believe I am. It because I don't believe there's a good life for anybody involved when there's rape involved. But with that said, I don't necessarily agree with pro-choice people. But if that's their opinion, I don't care either because I'm not going to talk to these people. God forbid they ever breed, anyways. So, and I don't think killing anyone so they don't breed is a good thing either. But I can't control that. And what I can do though is control my environment around me. So that's what I try to do. And that's where some of my biggest problem with this stuff is they're trying to control my environment. Control your own fucking environment. Half these people that are bitching couldn't get a pole stuck in them anyways. It's
Didn't Crowder make that point yesterday? I think with Landau,
did he?
something like that. Is like, these half of these people that are talking don't have to worry about this problem anyway.
He might have. I didn't get to listen to the whole thing. I got to go back and listen to that.
I mean, of course, they did it better than I do because they're funny and I'm not. But
Well, yeah, me too.
um, my hang up is abortion's an elective procedure, right? By and large, 99% of the time.
I believe so. Yeah. I mean, I haven't had
So
one, so
why should that be covered by health insurance?
I don't think it should be. Hell,
Because a nose job's not, tummy tuck's not, liposuction isn't.
a lot of an actual birth is not.
So why the hell should that elective procedure be covered?
I don't think it should be. That's the other thing too. A lot of them are like, well, if you don't think there should be abortion, then there should be money towards birth, things like that. I'm all for if you can fund something, but I think we need to look at what we're funding now. These Wisconsin, especially, is such a welfare state, and the money is not going to what it's supposed to go to.
Oh, it never does.
Let's look at what we're giving money away to. Let's revamp that system, and I bet you there'd be money left over to help mothers, help families with births. It's and actually and maybe you can, I don't know, because I never got a vasectomy, but I think vasectomies and tubes being tied should be covered. My tax money can go to that. I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
I think it should be encouraged, actually. It's we're fucked anyways. I mean, the population is on a decline. We're already seeing shortages of
Well,
supply and stuff.
you hear their big plan, their big to protest was telling the women to stop having sex with men, and like some of the men online are like, okay, buy your own jewelry and buy your own dinners.
Rosie Palm never says no.
Damn right. Hey, we got porn and video games. We are set.
You know, many of us made it through our teenage years with just the thought of maybe someday getting the real thing.
I do it now.
I'm married and I do that stuff.
Except without the hope of getting the real thing. So I'm good. I'm ahead of the curve on this one.
The trick is never to hope for it, though. I found that the worst is when you tried.
Well, that was my mistake. I never tried.
See, and my trick is I just get I just gotta. I can't say I'll get it. I can say it because if Angie ever heard it, she'd know I'm joking. I was gonna make a comment about it. All I have to do is just spike her drink with some alcohol. If someone hears that, they're gonna get upset. But Angie knows I'm kidding, and you know I'm kidding, so I don't give a shit.
Oh no.
Actually, I don't even give a shit if you think I'm kidding. As long as Angie knows I'm kidding, because she's the one who puts out. Now she really knows I'm kidding because she don't put out. Hey, we're an hour and 7 minutes into this. Trust me, if she's listening to this, she turned it off a long time ago. Yeah. She turned it on and went, oh, Christ, I got to listen to this in real life. I'm not going to listen to it now.
Yeah, no shit.
My God, you should hear some of the shit I say to Angie. You should hear some of the shit she says to me. It would never, like, you think some of the stuff we say is bad? Oh my God, if I recorded Angie and me talking, like Angie and I, we laugh about it. We have a good sense of humor about it. But other people, if they heard us, they'd be so offended. And the funny thing is, we're not even ripping on anybody. We just talk like
filthy.
Well, no, I mean, like, I'll call her my woman, stuff like that. She'll say, that pisses people off nowadays, calling someone there because it shows possession. Angie owes my ass. I know that. Oh, and it's not owes. Well, she owes me too, but
there you go again.
See that kind of shit. It's but we laugh about it.
But it's humor, and we can't have that no more. So
yeah. Yeah, I was all screwed up. You're right. That was Dave Chappelle. So what screwed me up is Dave Lando's talking about opening for Dave Chappelle on numerous occasions, and they were just talking about how he performed last night. And then they were talking about how Dave Chappelle got attacked last night. And it just threw me all off. I thought Lando got attacked. And then you said it, and I'm like, well, you know what? I probably am wrong, so I better go look. And sure enough, I was wrong. But the good news is I'm consistently wrong enough where I know I got to recheck things.
Yeah.
So that's really most of it.
Yeah, I
And
don't know. It's crazy shit. People just lost their minds.
I actually think a lot of it's COVID. I think so. At the Midwest Gaming Classic, I noticed that too. In fact, I've been talking about Greg a lot on these last podcasts, but he made a comment about that too, about how Midwest Gaming Classic was so packed on Saturday. People are bumping into each other and being rude and stuff. And he said how it was better on Sunday. Well, I just went on Sunday and I still experienced that where people like just don't move. And I'm like, when did this start? Because someone as hairy as I am around geeks, even though I'm a wuss, they used to split like the Red Sea when I would come through. And now it's just like the rudeness is so high. I mean, I never took advantage of it. I never tried to intimidate anyone, but I'm like, holy shit, this would have never happened 2 years ago. 2 years ago, if you bumped into someone, you would have turned and said sorry. Now, when it happens, I'm the only one turning. And now, even I'm like, oh, screw you. You're still walking. I'm not going to apologize to you.
People forgot how to act.
Yeah, there's no social cues anymore, no social behavior of any type. I'll still hold doors for people. And for the most part, I get a thank you, but not like it used to be. Like a lot of times you can tell it's a memory that they remember somewhere deep down they're supposed to say thank you. It's more like a thanks.
Well, for me, it's a clear age dividing line of who will say thank you and who will not.
Well, yeah, the generation has never been told no, doesn't thank you for anything.
They're not going to thank you for shit. You're supposed to do that
Yeah, if you weren't there to open, if you're behind them, you really should have got in front of them to get the
to
door
open the door.
for
Correct.
them.
Correct.
Yeah. I mean, if I caught one of my kids doing it, my kids are adults, and if I caught either one of them doing that, I would call them out on the spot. And Christ, they still thank me. In fact, it's a challenge between them, and Kendall's been beating Ross lately. She's like, thanks for taking me to Midwest Gaming Classic. And because Ross used to always thank me before her, and it pissed her off. So it's like it's a challenge between them to thank me first. But you know what? I don't give her shit what the reason is.
Yeah.
You still thank someone. You show
Yeah.
respect for what happened. It's
Exactly. Now I only hold the door for old people.
yeah. Well, that's good because I'm old.
Yep. I will be too in a few months. Or no, shit. 3 weeks.
Yep. God, yeah. 4-0. You old bitch.
I know. Never
I've
thought
been.
I'd live this long.
I didn't think I'd make it this long, and I'm older than you. I'm not 50 yet, though.
No, not yet.
I'm getting there. Well, we're all getting there. It.
Oh, I'm not gonna. There's no way in hell.
You said that about 30.
Yeah, I don't know what. I don't know what. I missed the boat on that one.
Well, you're almost 40, so that's a
I
pretty
can,
big.
I can still do
That's a
it.
pretty
Well,
big boat.
I'll just take the 3 out and put a 4 there.
Yeah. Someone told me once you can reverse your age. Right now, that doesn't work for me, but it's going to start working for you.
It doesn't work for me at 93. That's
No, you'll be 4. 0,
no, I
4.
know. I'm saying right now it doesn't work for me.
Oh no, now it's horrible, but it's gonna start working for you again.
I'll be back to 4.
Yeah, that means
Christ, I gotta go back to school and get indoctrinated
and you can be a rude prick to everyone. I mean,
at
more
4.
so than you are now. I mean, like a immature rude prick.
Hey, you know what? I'm only rude to those assholes that definitely probably deserve it.
Yeah. You know, old people aren't the best either. Angie still teases me about this because I was so bent out of shape about it after we hadn't lived down in Milwaukee very long, and I was at Walgreens and this lady on North and Mayfair, and this old lady with the cart, one of those small Walgreens carts. I'm about to get in line. She comes cruising in and takes out my ankles. I'm like, holy fuck, that hurt. And I'm in my 20s, but I've already had one, or well, actually 2 ankle surgeries. And like I was in pain. I get home, I'm telling Angie about it. I'm like, that freaking bitch. But it's an old lady. Gotta respect them, even though they don't respect me. And then the Super America Speedway that's at the corner by my
Yeah,
house down there. I remember this lady, she's like struggling to hold the door open and check the eggs and stuff. So I grabbed the door and opened it for her. I went out of my way to go do it. I didn't know she was using it to counteract gravity. Thank God I caught her. She was so pissed. She pushed off me like, wait. I'm like, sorry, I was holding the door for you because I needed to get in there to get something too, probably eggs. And she just went off on me. Even after I explained it to her, I'm like, all right, fuck you. And I let the door go and I walked away and it smacked her. And I felt a little bad, but I'm just kind of like, what the fuck? Where's the like I don't know. Where's the social cue? So I mean, there's always been some of that, especially in Milwaukee. I mean, I hated living in Milwaukee. It's actually I'm very thankful we moved out of Milwaukee when I was young, and then when I moved back, I thought it'd be better being older. But I'm very glad I got my kids out of there when I did. But but it's worse now. God damn, is it worse? Maybe
Yeah,
that's
but it's
why
everywhere.
like Milwaukee seems to be kind of like the same because it always sucked. But now smaller towns, I'm noticing it. Like I'll be in places. It's gotten to the point where even I'm kind of picking up on it. Where like if someone's coming at me, if I'm on the right side of the walkway, like on the right,
Yeah,
I will not freaking change direction anymore. I used to like sidestep and let people
yeah.
pass. Now if I'm on the left, I will, and I'm pushing the cart. I have physically moved the front of the cart to the side, picked it up, and moved the back wheels over to let someone by because I'm in my head. I'm like, you know what? I'm on the wrong side of the road. That's on me. But if I'm on the right hand side, fuck no, your ankles better be covered.
Well, I'm taller and broader, so I always win that battle.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I think maybe I was more intimidating when I had the big hairy face when I was younger, and maybe it's gone away
Well, I
as
don't
I'm
think
getting
that's me. I
older.
just think I'm huge. I'm in the way, so they're not winning that. They're going to go around me.
Yeah, but I don't think you would do it.
No, no, I mean if they're pulling what you just did, if I'm on the right side and they're coming at me like you just said, I don't have to move because they're going to get out of my way.
Oh, see, I don't anymore. I normally push the cart, so I have a battering ram. I mean,
Oh yeah, yeah,
I don't hit.
yeah. You're
I
gonna
will
stand your ground
I'll
where
slow
you are.
down. Yeah, and I'll even stop, but I won't get out of the way. Especially if I have a cart and I'm on the right hand side. To me, that's just super rude of the person coming at me. I'm like, you know what?
Yeah.
It's first
Well,
of
they
all,
don't give a
it's
damn.
yeah. First of all, you're on the wrong side. Second of all, it's easy enough for you to go around me. Why would you put me through the effort? My favorite's when they look at me. I just stare back at it. The funny thing is, if they knew me, they'd be like, I could hit that guy and he'd go down. I'd be like, yep, I would. But that's the benefit of being see, my beard's thin now. It's but when I
Well, when you
go
used
up,
to have that, when you had that thick growth.
oh god, that was good shit. People didn't mess with me. Well, and plus I don't normally wear my hair in a bitch bun. So when it's down, I look like I'm homeless. And you don't fuck with homeless people because they might shank you with their dirty needle. At
Is that what you're calling it?
yeah, I call it my dirty needle. Angie likes it that way. It's
It's
oh
just a
my
little prick.
god, let's yeah, let's hope she doesn't listen to this. She'll be getting calls. It turns out the only people that listen to this are people that know me. Actually, it probably is people that know us. It
Nobody knows me.
well, I always make the joke about it's just my mom listening. I don't think my mom knows we do this. I know she listens to the Pound Buttons one, but not the. I don't have the balls to tell anyone about this one. It's that's not 100% true. You know, the funny thing is, most people I talk to, they think the same way we do. They're just sick of all the shit from both sides. They're just like, you know what? Can't we just live our damn lives? And for the most part, that's what we're talking about.
I was just waiting to see because nobody knows me, so nobody's listening to this.
Yeah, but you have the voice. They listen for your voice.
Yeah, right.
Oh, crap balls. It might be time for me to go to the bathroom.
All right.
Yeah. I'm going to hit stop recording on this one.
I thought you did that already.
What? No, this is all going up.